Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm going to be reacting to Hinduism, Why So Many Gods. So, as I watch more wisdom videos and learn more about Hinduism, um, why so many gods? I guess this is something that's kind of cool in Hinduism, is the fact that you can actually, I believe you can create your own god. Sadhguru was given an example about the dog. What does the dog think a god looks like? I think it looks like a dog. The cow, Cow looks like a cow god. The lemur looks like a lemur god. So why not those, and why only us with the gods? So that's pretty cool and interesting. But I do believe there are probably some Hinduism god that are, I guess, a little bit more popular, like Shiva. I believe there's a lot more people following, I guess, major gods. I'm not sure if they're considered major gods or not, versus people who say, oh, I don't believe in Shiva or I don't believe in the other major gods, but I believe in this one god that I create for my own self, which is completely acceptable in Hinduism, which is honestly fantastic, because it's not denying anyone's existence. It is accepting them for who they are. So long as, again, they're not being hostile or physical with anyone else. That's, dude, hey, look, if you're happy with that, man, you do you, I do me, and we can live happily ever after. Well, I mean, doing our own thing. So, but I think is this true though? Is the most important thing in Hinduism to believe in? I believe is it Atman or Brahman? Brahman, the Turiya, the one whole consciousness. Does all Hinduism believe in that, whether you believe in a god or not? That is the thing that I kind of recently, I thought to myself, it's like, okay, it's great that in Hinduism you can believe in a god or don't want to believe in God at all. It's all up to you, how you live your life, how you perceive life, your experience. But does Hinduism require you to believe in Brahman, the one true the consciousness of everything, I believe? Alright, let's go ahead and get started. I said a lot.
Some have put the number of deities in Hinduism at an astounding 330 million. Among them we have powerful male figures, different goddesses, child and even baby forms of the divine. We have a whole array of animal deities, elephants, monkeys, cows and birds. So what exactly is going on here? Why does Hinduism need so many forms of God? Why not just one, or at least a trinity to manage the faith?
Oh, sorry. Is this real? Holy smokes, where's this at? Like, I've seen a few Indian temples on YouTube. I react to those things, and I absolutely love the temples. I've not seen this one though. I don't think. Dude, this is. I would love to see all the. I do see a few of them kind of look like they're repeating, but I'm not sure if they're necessarily meant to be the same god. Well, actually, there's a few of them, like 4 right there. They're all kind of spaced out evenly. But it's really cool looking.
Despite what some preachers say, Hinduism has no commandment which prohibits God having a form. God is not limited to one founder or text born thousands of years ago. He is here and now, ever available to those who ardently seek him. Sanatana Dharma understands that the truth lies far beyond what the mind can grasp. But at the same time, this one God, one reality, one personality, can be revealed in any number of ways. If there is one thing we can conclude from creation, it is that God loves diversity.
And that is something actually, again, I like to say this, pretty cool about Hinduism. This is the sheer fact that however you see God, however you see God act, form, show himself, prove himself towards you specifically isn't wrong. And then it could be different for everyone, which would be very much true in I want to say Western religion, but Abrahamic religion, I suppose, can be a little bit stringent. They're just like, no, it doesn't. That's not God. Or sometimes they accept it too, but it's very kind of restrictive, I suppose.
No two people are exactly the same. There are millions of species of life, and there are endless stars and galaxies. The vast array of gods and goddesses are indicative of the infinite nature of divinity. In Hinduism, there is an inherent appreciation that although God is unknown, he possesses endless qualities and attributes. These attributes are portals to another realm. They are realities that we can participate with. They are energies that manifest. and above all, they are actual personalities that we can love and adore. We must understand that ultimately Hindus are not looking to just survive God, to avoid damnation and attain eternal pleasures. Instead, they are looking to rise to a higher state of consciousness and know the truth, to know God Himself. However, depending on the individual's spiritual development, they will approach their chosen deity in different ways. For many, but not all, the different forms of the divine are beings that help them get on in life.
Again, something that I really do appreciate. And I need to stop pausing. I paused so much. Only 2 minutes in. Okay. The one thing I really appreciate is the sheer fact that it is very much true. We walk all different forms of life, different kinds of experiences in life. Therefore, God can represent itself differently for different people. And if you believe in, say, just a strict religion, let's put it that way, and you say, oh, God came to me in this form, you can be put down for that. It's like, no, that's not God, you're seeing the devil, or something like that, because God has a very strict form, it must be this way, or a preacher or someone of a higher power must say, yes, that is or isn't God. And whatever you think it to be true or not, it has to be verified.
For example, Ganesha, the elephant-headed deity, is renowned as the remover of obstacles and is often venerated first before any event to ensure success. He is known as Buddhi Vinayaka, the one who grants wisdom. By worshipping and engaging with him, we are invoking the power of discrimination, the power to see good from bad and overcome any difficulties in our life. Lakshmi is the merciful goddess. She is the mother that is always giving. She encapsulates wealth, creativity and prosperity. By praising and gaining her blessings, we actively participate with that reality. We invite affluence and fortune in our life. For Hindus, the presence of God can also be revealed through nature. The great rivers that provide water and sustenance are deified as goddesses, like the Mother Ganga. The cows that provide milk and sustain farming practices are also venerated as sacred. There are even mountains like Arunachala in Tamil Nadu and Govardhana in Vrindavan, which are seen as holy because of the great events which have taken place there. Hindus are comfortable seeing divinity in everything and everyone. The masters and scriptures have declared that with the right vision, we can perceive and worship God in every situation.
Which then the ultimate consciousness is very much true, where everything in fact is consciousness or Brahman. If all Hinduism believe in that, then it makes sense that everything can be perceived as God, including
the question
yourself.
Is not where is God, but rather where is God not?
Yeah. There you go.
Different deities have been seen by the masses and delivered to the masses. But people often wonder why these revealed forms are the way they are. In each deity we find numerous postures, limbs, weapons and ornaments. For the devotee, there are endearing features that add to their beauty. They are praised in songs and poetry, but they are also deeply symbolic. For instance, Shiva is often depicted in a meditative pose with eyes half open, showing that he is detached from the ways of the world. His body is smeared with ash from the crematorium, showing how he has mastered death. Between his eyebrows he possesses his third eye, the inner eye of wisdom which perceives the truth beyond this material world. He is decorated in serpents which stand for his absolute mastery of the ego and all negativity.
Sorry. I want to confirm what they just said there.
Stand for his absolute mastery of the ego and all negativity. Stand for his absolute
He's decorated in serpents.
Mastery of the ego and all negativity.
So is serpents ego and all negativity? Is that what serpents represent? Or having serpents means that you've mastered ego and all negativity?
The varied imagery, however, is not meant to just be superficially decoded. Ancient rishis understood that these symbols carry the potential to penetrate deep into our psyche and produce a profound effect. They can awaken aspects of ourself and cause a change that dry philosophy and theology could never achieve. Along with each deity we find a whole body of literature, often in the Puranic scriptures. There are various stories showing their different pastimes. We read about how they conquered demons, rescued those in distress, and bestow blessings to their devotees. We can look at these in different ways. For some, they are actual real events to get absorbed in and enhance their devotion. For others, they are deeply symbolic, holding powerful life lessons. Whereas some minds might insist on such stories being either fact or metaphorical, Hindus are very comfortable accepting both views at the same time, an idea we will be exploring in the next video. Although Hindus will often approach the different deities for material benefits, the highest goal is to realize the divine's presence within and know God in truth, beyond the mind and physical existence. To do this, one has to nurture one's bhava, or emotional connection. Without this bhava, we will never sincerely be able to connect with God. Simply worshipping and performing rituals in a dry, mechanical way will not open the gates to the supreme reality. It is a deep, sincere connection that pulls God to reveal himself through the deity. The devotional traditions acknowledge that every individual sees things differently. There is an understanding that we all have a unique bhava and will relate to God through that particular lens. The different bhavas we carry will mean we will be attracted to various deities in different ways. For some, God has to be Krishna, the mischievous, all-attractive person who lived in Vrindavan and won the hearts of all those around him. For others, the ultimate reality is Kali, the wild, untamed mother who destroys all negativity and is ever compassionate. These ideas have led to the various devotional traditions. Vaishnavism sees Vishnu and his various manifestations as the ultimate godhead. Shaivism sees Shiva as the supreme. And the Shakta groups see the various forms of the goddess as the highest. Each tradition is a response to the feeling of devotees, and each tradition has a long lineage of masters who have embodied the highest devotional states for that deity. But the diversity doesn't just stop there. Even amongst each major deity we find even more expansions. For instance, Vishnu has a number of avatars or incarnations like Krishna, Rama and Narasimha. Narasimha is the half-lion, half-man deity, who is fierce and full of rage, ready to protect his devotees and destroy all evil influences. But even the incarnation of Narasimha has other forms. When he sits with Lakshmi, he is calm and benevolent and easily approachable. When he assumes a meditative pose, he is known as Yoga Narasimha, contemplative and introvert. So amongst the devotees of Vishnu, there will be those who are drawn to him as Narasimha, and even amongst the Narasimha devotees there will be those who connect with a specific form of him. Hence, even with one deity there can be many different variations, and each one is a specific aspect or mood of the divine and a reflection of the unique bhava of the devotee. As the Sanskrit saying goes, Yad bhavam tat bhavati, as is the feeling, so is the result. The ultimate supreme reality beyond the mind takes the form that we cherish most. The deity that best invokes an intimate, personal relationship within is known as our Ishtadeva, and of course, this will be different for every individual. In the devotional movements, we are encouraged to seek out and dedicate ourselves to the form that we hold dearest. By worshipping, surrendering, and constantly meditating on this form of God, the deity becomes awakened in our heart. It pervades our world and reality. We become fully absorbed in this form, in all its glory. Then we begin to see it everywhere and in everyone. Gradually, through intense devotion, we encounter firsthand the ultimate divinity that lies beyond the mind and all material existence. This is the goal of all yoga practice. Depending on who we choose as our Ishtadev, God plays different roles. The thing to realize is that although each of the gods and goddesses embodies one aspect of the supreme reality, to the one who is fully absorbed in their chosen deity, that deity no longer becomes just a part or attribute of the ultimate. To that devotee, it becomes the completeness and entirety of God himself. Krishna says in the Gita, "However one approaches me, I approached him in the same way." If we connect with God in a superficial way, then inevitably we will invoke a superficial response. But if we give ourselves fully to that deity, then God reveals himself in full. Again, it comes down to the bhava, the depth of connection. So essentially the infinite can reveal itself fully in an infinite number of ways. Ramakrishna saw Kali as the source of everything. Mirabai saw Krishna as the highest lord. Each saint and master realized the truth through different deities. Such masters have taught and shown that worship of one's chosen form of God is a powerful spiritual practice that makes the ultimate become intimate. As Gandhi pointed out, there are as many religions as there are individuals. We are all at different points in our spiritual journey, and we are all people who view God in a specific way. Hinduism is a culture that meets the needs of every person. It is this pluralistic and open stance that makes Sanatana Dharma unique among the world faiths.
And again, that's the reason why I truly do appreciate Hinduism, because it's completely accepting of who you are, what you want to believe. Again, so long as you're not as long as you're not physical or harmful to people, then that's just genuinely truly amazing. Because again, I grew up in let's see, we'll just say a Western world, and it's kind of strict. The religions are kind of strict, but they've been opening up a little bit more and more. But it's still pretty strict in terms of there is only one true God. There's the devil. There's sins, and there's whatever else. So to hear that Hinduism is very open is genuinely, truly amazing, because I don't know if I've heard of a religion that will accept you, accept your God, however you see God. Just accept that. That's just, in a sense, mind-blowing.
One of the greatest things that can happen to an individual is that they find that connection with their chosen deity, that they foster a deep relationship with that form of God. Such a relationship effortlessly steadies the mind and draws the distant transcendent divinity to the seeker. As the great devotional masters have shown, in the depth of that connection lies the secret of life, the secret of who we are, and the secret of who God really is. Many thanks for listening.
Okay, so again, that is, whenever I first kind of not started the channel, but when I first started watching wisdom videos, I knew Hinduism as a religion, with many gods, but not many paths, as in it's one path with many gods. I didn't know if it was strict or not. The only religion that I've experienced are Western religions. So Western religions are quite strict. You know, there are rules. There is one God, and you have to abide by those rules and get into heaven. And was it Buddhism? I've also remember that being a religion on itself, not part of Hinduism, not part of the path. Jainism, I also heard that was a religion, not part of Hinduism. Then you have Islam, which is also part of, I believe, Abrahamic religion, but Christianity, Catholic, not Buddhism, sorry, Baptist, Islam are all pretty strict religions, and those are the religions I'm more familiar with before going into wisdom videos. Which is, again, like I said, whenever I heard about this being, you know, it was I didn't quite understand it at the very beginning of me watching this, about the fact that Sadhguru was saying, oh, you ask a dog what his God looks like, he's gonna say a dog. I was like, yeah, I guess so. That's kind of true, you know. If a dog were to imagine a God, it'd look like itself. And then as I continue to watch more, I just realized that Hinduism just accepts everyone. I keep repeating myself. Accept everyone and however you see God for yourself. That's genuinely amazing. Now I gotta go to find the parts where I guess other paths of Hinduism, hopefully, which is going to be the next video. But anyways, that's my reaction to Hinduism. Why so many gods? If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.